don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a dime.
Number 1. The Springfield 3. Names Stacy McCall, Suzanne Streeter, Gerald Levitt, mother of Suzanne, area Springfield, Missouri. When 1992, between the 6th-7th of June, the two girls attended a party together on the 6th of June 1992 and planned to spend the night together in Suzanne's mother's home. Gerald Levitt friends arrived on the 7th of June to check up on the girls, only to find that the porch light had been broken. The friends thought little of this and cleaned up the mess, not knowing that they were tampering with a crime scene. All the valuables and cars were not touched, but there was no trace of any of the women since that day. Investigators released information stating their body may be buried under a parking lot, but no information of why this theory was released was ever made public. Number 2. Name Natalie Holloway. Disappeared in May 2005 whilst on vacation in Aruba to celebrate her graduation. Last confirmed sighting. Natalie was last seen with Joran Vendersalu, Deepak and Satish Kalp. All three was arrested on multiple occasions but was released on a lack of evidence. She was reported as missing when she failed to board her flight home. Numerous searches have taken place but have not shown any signs of foul play. Natalie is presumed dead but still remains listed as a missing person. Number 3. Name Teresa Butler. When 25th of January 2006, area Risco, Missouri. Her husband arrived home after a night shift to find that his wife had disappeared, but his two young sons were left home alone. Teresa's Jeep was also still at the house and there were no signs of a forced entry. And neither child could give any insight as to what happened to their mother. Teresa's phone and purse, along with other items such as a video camera, PlayStation and car stereo, were also missing, but strangely her wedding ring and other jewelry and jackets were left behind. The case took a bizarre turn when the police discovered two phone calls had been made from Teresa's cell shortly after her disappearance to two different numbers in two different towns in Missouri. Was this Teresa reaching out, or something much more sinister? The first call wasn't answered, whilst the second call was answered and the person stated they heard nothing but silence over the line. Neither of the two people have any link to Teresa. There has been no trace of Teresa Butler since that day. Number 4. Name Laureen Wren. Age at disappearance 14. Disappeared from Manchester, New Hampshire. Last seen on 26th of April 1980, during a small party at her apartment with two friends. Laureen's mother Judith returned to the apartment that night and was confused as to why the hallway lights were not only off but had been completely unscrewed. Her mother simply assumed she was asleep in bed, so didn't wake her. In the morning she was shocked to discover the girl asleep in her daughter's bed was actually her friend, whom had no idea where Laureen had gone. Police at first suspected a runaway, but in early October that year the mother of Laureen discovered 3 calls were made to California on her phone bill that she had never made. 2 calls were also made to motels, whilst the third was to a teen sexual assistance hotline. The wife of the man who took that call was known to housing runaways, and at least one of the modes was used by the notorious child pornographer Dr. Z. However, the police haven't been able to trace any of the calls to Teresa. For the next few years, the mother received several calls of silence. To this day, Laureen is still missing. Number 5. Name Lee Roberts. Age at disappearance 23/college student. Disappeared whilst on a road trip from Raleigh, North Carolina in 2000. Lee took most of her belongings and her cat with her on her trip, but didn't tell friends or family where she had planned to go, or for how long she planned to go for. On March 18, 2000, her Jeep was discovered abandoned on a logging road in Whatcom County, Washington. The vehicle had crashed into or over an embankment, and whilst it's likely the driver would have been injured, there was no blood at the scene. All of Lee's belongings, including a pair of pants containing $2.500 US, was scattered throughout the scene, but there was no sign of Leah or her pet cat. To make this case even stranger, blankets had been placed over the windows of all the vehicle's windows, which indicates that potentially somebody used the vehicle as a shelter. A week after the vehicle was found, police received an email claiming he had seen a woman matching his description at a gas station many miles away from the location of the vehicle. He stated she seemed disorientated but hung up before providing any other information. This has been the only sighting of Leah since her disappearance. She remains missing to this day.